Hey y'all, it's Christine again with um, by hook or by crook. I hope you can hear me okay. I've got some music playing just because I really don't like the quiet. I didn't put it on the other times because I wasn't sure if you could hear me okay. But so we'll give it a shot. I think you probably can hear me okay. Um, Disclaimer on the music, this is just YouTube live radio playing, so I have no affiliation with any of the music. I am not promoting anything. I'm just trying to have a little background entertainment to set the mood for myself. I've also kept the door open behind me, um, so you may see the dog going in and out. That's why I left the door open so he doesn't come jumping on the door trying to open it just to get to me. Okay, so on today's episode, I wanted to talk about the lesson that I learned from a problem I had with a paycheck from my employer. I haven't decided on the title I'm going to go with for the episode. Maybe I'll just simply call it The Lesson of the Messed Up Paycheck. I don't know. But, anyways, today's payroll day, paycheck day, and there is a mistake in my paycheck. And so a lot of money that I was expecting to be there was not there. Um, and of course, that upset me. And so I called payroll. They're looking into it to see what's going on, and they will get that fixed and paid out to me, which other than it being an inconvenience and obviously an unpleasant surprise when I'm looking at my bank account, is actually a lot of lessons I discovered for me. So I'm into manifestation. I've been into manifestation for about a year. There are some um, manifestations that I've succeeded at, and some that I have not yet. And I don't even want to say that because that's like something you don't say when you're working on manifesting something, right? You don't say I haven't manifested it yet. If you know about manifestation, you're not supposed to anyways, because that's just reaffirming that it doesn't exist. And that's not what you want to be doing because when you're manifesting, um, one of the ways to manifest is to live as if you already have it, and then it attracts it to you. Trying to remember the exact terminology that they say, you get on like the same wavelength as what it is that you are attracting, so that you are alike, like attracts like, and so that way you could come together, you and your goal. So I'll tell you, like the smaller manifestations that I've been able to manifest. The very first thing that I was able to manifest was to quit biting my cuticles. It may not sound like a big deal, but this was a disgusting habit that I had for, I want to say 22 years, that I had multiple times tried to stop and failed. I tried artificial nails so that when I go to bite at my cuticle, the artificial nail is blocking me. That didn't work. I just chewed through the artificial nail. I tried putting that stuff that nail biters put on their nails so it tastes bad. That didn't work because I went and I washed it off to get to my cuticles. Um, there's Charlie, that's the dog. Um, I tried, uh, there was like a, it's almost like a watch, this device like a watch that you put on your wrist to try to get you to break out of habits that you want to stop. And so, like, when you're doing the habit that you don't like, you like press a button and it zaps you, kind of like a zap collar for a dog. And so I tried that, and then eventually I just stopped zapping myself because I was like, I'm gonna bite. My ex-husband absolutely hated this. Like, it made him cringe when I would bite on my cuticles. And so if we're like snuggling and I'm trying to bite, because I would be biting all day, every day, like all day. He would be cringing and he'd be like, I can't snuggle you. Like, I can't be around this. And I wanted to snuggle with him, but I also really wanted to bite my cuticles. And so at times I chose biting my cuticles over him. might be part of the reason why he's my ex-husband at this point. But anyways, goes to show that I've tried many different things, and the impact that it was having on me, it was significant. Everybody knew I was a cuticle biter. People at work commented all the time. They would like peek into my office. They'd see me biting and they'd yell, Christine, stop it. And so for me to manifest that I quit biting my cuticles is a huge deal. Um, I stopped in May of 2023. It is now April of 2024, so it's been 11 months. And the reason that I stopped, well, in the back of my mind, I knew I wanted to stop, but like what finally motivated me to get serious about using manifestation to stop is that somebody at work, I think subconsciously, so let me backtrack. I created a vision board. I think it was in March of 2023. And in the center of the vision board, I had a picture of a woman's hands with healthy nails and healthy cuticles. And that for me meant that I had stopped biting my cuticles. And so I think subconsciously, I was thinking that everything in the center of the vision board, it would be like what I would work on first. Subconscious, this was not like a decision I actually thought about and made. And then the bigger things kind of were on the outside. So I would work my way from the inside to the outside of the vision board. So the first thing I manifested was to stop biting my cuticles. I put the vision board together in March of 2023. In May of 2023, so I hadn't manifested anything yet off of my vision board, somebody at work was making fun of me for biting my cuticles. And I know myself. I I cannot turn down a challenge, especially if it's a challenge that involves just me, like just me, my actions. I don't have to try to influence other people, is essentially what I'm trying to say. And so I think it was middle of May, and I said, how much you want to bet that I will have stopped biting my cuticles permanently by May 31st? And he said, you can't do it. There's no way. And I said, thank you for saying that because that was exactly what I needed for you to tell me I don't believe you can do it. And now I'm going to shove it in your face and I'm going to show you that I can do it. Um, and so the way I ended up doing it is that I reminded myself all day, every day for that period of time. It was about 2 weeks. Like I said, it was middle of May when this challenge came on. And all day, every day, as I'm falling asleep, even I would remind myself. And I used like a question because I had learned about something called affirmations instead of affirmations. So you essentially asked a question, and it was like, for example, the question for me in this case was, why did I stop biting my cuticles by May 31st, 2023? And so you don't need to come up with an answer to this question. This is instead of using an affirmation, you just use it in a question format. And so that's what I did all day, every day. As I'm falling asleep at night, first thing that popped into my head as I'm waking up in the morning, I would remind myself to ask myself this question. And I stopped. And I really did stop. Now, it has been 11 months. And during those 11 months, there have been temptations to bite. And I always remind myself, you cannot go back to that. Like you worked too hard to stop. It's been too long of you actually stopping. Don't fall back into that. And for me, I also kind of think it's like my ego trying to sabotage my bigger manifestations. Because remember, the cuticle biting was in the center of my vision board. So if I succeed at that, then I could move on to the outer parts of the vision board. And if I fail at it, then I can't move on yet. At least that's how my subconscious is thinking about it. Because I noticed the temptation to bite my cuticles again would come when I'm trying to work on some of the bigger manifestations and I'm facing a challenge. And I'd be like, no, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it because it's really important to me. And I've made way too much progress to just regress now. So that was the very first thing that I manifested. The other thing, and this may seem like shallow or dumb or something, I don't know. Um, so I don't know if I've talked to y'all yet about how I want the vacation life. Um, Essentially, I don't want to be working. That doesn't mean I don't want to have a purpose or be an impactful member of society. I do, I just want to do it on my terms. I don't want someone to tell me, like, I don't want to have a job. I don't want someone to tell me where to be, when to be there, what to do. I want to do the things I want to do when I want to do them and the way I want to do them. So I don't want to have a job in the traditional sense. Um, and so the way I like framed it in my mind, like what is my goal? My goal is the vacation life because on a vacation, no one tells me what to do, when to do it. Um, and so that's my goal. How does it happen? That's not my problem. That's up to the universe and God to figure out how I end up living the vacation life, right? Because that's how manifestation works. You don't really care about the how. Now, of course, if I end up coming across a method that I think will get me there, then fantastic. But as of right now, I haven't come across any way that I can provide that for myself other than to win the lotto. Fingers crossed. Okay. So, oh my gosh, I've sidetracked myself and I forgot where I was going with this. The second thing that I manifested, right? That's what I was talking about. Oh, so the vacation life. So in the vacation life, one of the aspects of the vacation life is that, at least for me, when I am on vacation, I eat whatever I want, right? All my diet rules go out the window. I'm normally paleo or mostly paleo. But on a vacation, I'm going to eat whatever I want. But I also want to stay in shape. So my goal, and I did put this on my vision board, I put it the way I put it is that I had like pictures of really fit, healthy women, like on a beach. Like to me, you know, they're fit and they're healthy and they're on a beach. I didn't have pictures of them like I don't know, scarfing down a burger or anything, but um, my subconscious knew what I was getting at. So my goal was that I can eat whatever I want and maintain my physique. I even got a little crazy with this at one point, which totally did not work and backfired. Was I was like, I'm going to train for my vacation life by like eating a bar of chocolate every night. Nobody trains for vacation life. You just go to vacation, right? You don't train for vacation. So that totally backfired. I did put on a couple of pounds. I quit eating the chocolate. They came off again, thank God. But so, um, like I guess at some point when training for vacation life failed, I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe this is pushing it. Like, you know, eat whatever you want, you maintain your physique. That's like pushing it, Christine. Just let that one go. So I let that one go, which is actually one of the steps of manifestation. But I let it go because I was beginning to think, you know, I was asking for something unreasonable here. And then I didn't realize that I'd manifested it until, so I've got a 6-year old daughter and we love ice cream. We both love ice cream. And there's a new ice cream place like a mile from our house. I absolutely love it. I love the ice cream. I love the ambiance. They've got like water fountains because it's right next to a movie theater. So they've got like water fountains where we just sit by the water fountain, we people watch, we eat our ice cream, people bring their dogs. It's a great way to spend an evening. And so we essentially started going to get ice cream every evening. And so I was like hanging out with one of the neighbors because our daughters were playing together. And I was like, hey, did you check out this new ice cream place? And she's like, no, she hasn't been there yet. I was like, you should check it out. Like, my daughter and I love it so much. We go there every evening. And she's like, is it frozen yogurt? I was like, no, it's ice cream. She's like, so it's ice cream, ice cream? I was like, yeah, it's ice cream, ice cream. Um, and I was like confused. Like, why is this woman like flabbergasted that it's actual ice cream? Right? Just an ice cream shop, chill. And so I was like thinking about it and I was like, light bulb moment. This woman's probably thinking, like, how the fuck are you eating ice cream every evening and you're like not obese? I'm gonna be honest, I'm in amazing shape. Camera puts on 10 pounds. Just remember that. But I am in amazing shape. Like you could see I've got a 2-pack abs. The other folk don't want to show up, but that's been the case. Right. My goal was to eat whatever I want and maintain my physique, be in great shape, which I think I am, at least in my opinion, which is all that matters. So that's when I realized after the conversation with this woman that she's flabbergasted that it's not frozen yogurt, it's ice cream that we're eating every evening. And I'm like, shit, I manifested it. Now, the interesting thing is, It was eat whatever I want and maintain my shape. And actually, a lot of times, what I want is stereotypical healthy food, vegetables, fruits, things of that nature. It's just I really want the ice cream at night. And sometimes I like to just scarf down on cookies with Nutella on them, like before bedtime. I don't know what gets into me, but sometimes before bedtime, I just want to take out my chocolate chip cookies, slather Nutella on them, and eat them. And I'm not talking about one cookie. I'm talking about like 8 or 10 cookies. And I still maintain my shape. The how, not for me to figure out. I just appreciate it. I just accept it, celebrate it, and move on. So the key thing is here that I just manifested that and I eat whatever I want. And whatever I want may be a vegetable, whatever I want may be Nutella covered cookies, it may be ice cream, it may be a salad. All I can ask for is that I eat whatever I want. So it's amazing. Manifestation absolutely does work. But some of the bigger manifestations I've been struggling with. I want the vacation life. I don't want to be working. I want financial freedom without a job in the stereotypical sense. And I keep saying that in the stereotypical sense because if like this podcast is a hit and somehow I end up making a living off of it, I don't consider this work. This is like me having a chat with somebody. Um, and I do it when I want, right? Because I don't want somebody to tell me where to be, when to be there, and how to do it. This is all me, the way I want to do it, when I want to do it. So that's fine. That something like that is fine. Um, but I realized this morning with the issue with the paycheck, light bulb moment again. Because so when you are manifesting, there's different techniques to it. And one of the techniques is to believe, and you have to truly believe this, that it is yours. It is yours, right? Just like this paycheck in the full correct amount is mine. I know it's mine. I know the company is going to give it to me. They just had a clerical error, but it's coming. I don't know if it's coming. Well, today's Friday. It's probably not coming tomorrow because that's Saturday. I don't know if it's coming Monday. I don't know if it's coming Tuesday. I don't know if it's coming Wednesday, Thursday, Friday next week. I don't know. It's probably going to be sometime next week. But it is my money and I am getting it. I have no question in my mind. And that finally clicked for me because I was struggling with like, how do you convince yourself? How do you truly believe that something is yours when it is not here yet, right? It's not in my bank account. And some of y'all are thinking, well, what if you don't get paid next week? I'm going to fucking get paid. I will get paid. First of all, I've worked with a company in a managerial position long enough to know that they're good. Like they're good about payroll. They will pay their employees. They, that is all. And caveat, I don't want to say which company. I work for a great company. I don't want to talk about that because I don't want to get into all the legal nuances of all of like, all of that stuff. But they do right by their employees. And so I know they're going to do right by me. My money is getting to me. And so that shows me how to carry that same philosophy and belief over to manifestation. I have a specific number in mind that I'm working on manifesting, and I'm not going to say that specific number, but I have that specific number in mind because I know if I take that amount of money, I could put it into certain accounts and do certain things with the money to where I can essentially live off of the yields from the accounts for the rest of my life and be content with that. And so that money is mine. It's just right now the universe is having a clerical error, but they're going to get it to me. The universe, God, treats, I don't want to say their employees, treats their people, his people, right? And he's going to get the money to them that is theirs. And that was the lesson that I learned from the mistake in the paycheck. Is that is how you convince yourself that it is yours. I don't know if any of y'all have ever encountered this problem. I've seen it happen with lots of people. That's why it would, like, really doesn't stress me out. Of course, it's an inconvenience to not have the money today when I was expecting it today, but I know it is mine. I know it is coming to me. Just like the amount of money that I am waiting on for my manifestations. That money is also mine. That money is getting to me. Um, so that was a really great lesson, I think, that I learned from that. And just a little funny tidbit. Um, so I recently had to be on medical leave from work. And so you submit your paperwork for medical leave, and whether they approve it or they don't approve it or whatnot. So I expected it was going to be approved, but you need to wait for the official response. And so I was waiting on, like, the response from them, and it was taking a couple of weeks longer than I expected it to. And then I get a text message, and they called their, like, I think it's the leave office administration. They call it LOA, leave office administration. And so I get a text message from LOA saying it's been approved, and I'm like, oh, awesome, fantastic. So it's been approved, and so I'll be able to use, like, some of my benefits to be able to pay for the medical leave then, and so that's fantastic. And then I am on like a manifestation, like, chat board, and people are like LOA this and LOA that, like, and I'm like, leave office administration? Like, what are you guys talking about? I suddenly clicked. They're saying law of attraction, LOA. And I was like, isn't that hilarious? Synchronicity much? But I was like, just like LOA gave me good news in terms of the benefits that I was hoping I would receive, and I did. I was like, I think it's a little wink, little wink from the universe. The LOA, whether you want to think of it as the Leave Office Administration or the Law of Attraction, was approving what I was desiring. That's what I was telling myself, anyways. And no, that's not that is actually true. That is true. It's not what just what I'm telling myself. So that's awesome. Um, so that's actually all I have on the lesson from the paycheck. I'm actually really glad that I came on and did it, because I wasn't sure if I was going to be doing any more of these podcasts. Nobody's been watching. If you are watching at this point, thank you for watching. But nobody's watching, nobody was listening, and I just felt like I was wasting my time. But then I was talking to one of the people who had wanted me to do a podcast, and she's like, "Hey, are you going to do the podcast?" And I was like, "Well, I do the podcast, but, like, nobody's listening." Um, and she actually recommended that I keep pushing through. She gave me different ideas about some of the things that she wanted me to talk about. Maybe we'll talk about them next time. I like, again, I don't like somebody telling me what to do and when to do it. Today, I felt like talking about the paycheck thing, because that was just that was big on my mind today. I will probably try to talk about some of the other things that she wanted me to talk about, but I'm really grateful for her motivation that helped me to do this, because if you are listening to it, then it means it's taking off, it's doing better. And you listening to this one is all thanks to my good friend who's also named Christine. So thank you, Christine, for your motivation, helping me to push through when it got a little bit challenging. Once again, thank you for listening. I hope the background music was to your liking, and I will talk to you next time.